Café and Networking Podcast promotes entrepreneurs, business experts throughout the world. I'm Tom Reaoch, known as the King of Networking, podcasting, networking, and connecting people from my studio in Brazil. And today we talk with Bri Tartaglione, and she's joining us from New York City. Bri Tartaglione is a motivational speaker, podcast host, and emotional wellness coach. Bri empowers individuals and teams to break free from unfit emotional patterns that are blocking their future possibility. So Bri, what advice can you offer someone who might be struggling with self-worth or self-confidence?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Tom. It's really a pleasure to be here. So anyone who might be listening, if it's someone who's struggling with self-worth or self-confidence, what's really important to first grasp on to is the fact that these are both perceptions. Mm-hmm. These are both ideas about ourselves. Self-confidence is an idea about ourselves. It actually literally translates to trust in oneself. And self-worth is an idea about ourself within the context of the world. So when we think about what an idea is, it's something that can be built and developed. So when we break these concepts down and think about them as both an idea that can be developed and trust in oneself, which can also be developed, we understand that we actually have skills here that we can work on to enhance how we see ourselves and how we see ourselves within the world.
And the seeing ourselves is not necessary when we look in our mirror. That may not be the way people see us.
Right. And that's such a good point. I mean, a lot of times the way that we internalize who we are is based on what we think others are thinking about us. Now, this can be both helpful and hurtful. Right. We definitely don't want to base 100% of who we are on how others see us. Mm-hmm. What is important to do is to base how we feel like we are being most productive in the world. So we want to use the outside world as sort of a sounding board to understand what we might be doing well and what we might be able to do better based on others' perceptions. But it's all going to come down to how we feel about what we're doing and how we're doing it.
I agree. And both of us, you as a podcast host and the same as I, we reach people. We don't know who we reach. Mm-hmm. The only certainty we have is we do reach people. But also experience shows that most people don't manifest themselves. It's sort of a quiet return. So to that, we really have to be aware. The self-awareness that you mentioned and the self-confidence is a requirement today.
You know, and I love you mentioned the self-awareness. That piggyback of is self-efficacy. And this is something that I really use in my emotional wellness program and in my speaking. And when I'm working with self-efficacy, what we're really working on is the understanding that we can be and do something outside of our peripherals, so to speak, that we're actually aware of being able to do. So what I'm saying there is basically we know that we can complete something in the future, even though we've never completed it. We know we can do X, Y, or Z tasks based on who we are and the skills we hold, even though we've never completed X, Y, or Z tasks. So that self-efficacy, that belief in yourself is a really important concept to roll into this whole self-awareness, self-confidence, self-worth piece.
And that we need, that shows when you are, and I've seen that when people are self-confident, it shows.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You know, that confidence is, it comes from within, but it radiates on the outside or without. So, you know, you do build up that piece of you on the inside. Again, trust in oneself. We know how to trust others. We know what it looks like to build up trust for others. And when we build up trust for others, it comes naturally to trust the people that we so trust. It's the same with self-confidence. You have to build that trust in yourself, build in that ability to, work on, following through with tasks, work on putting together parts of you that feel really comfortable, work on developing these pieces of you that you're looking to feel more fulfilled in, so to speak.
Well, when you say work on it, really, you're talking about practice, because you as a speaker, obviously the first time you took the stage might not be the same as recently, right? We learn as we do. And that confidence level comes from practice.
Right. And I love that you say that, because when I started speaking, I was doing pretty small speaking engagements. I was doing, wherever someone would let me practice, as you said. So I was doing online engagements because I did start speaking during the pandemic. So it was a great place to start. Small business engagements. And now at this point, I'm able to take the big stage, give keynotes on both my personal story and testimony, and use it to be able to infuse the audience with these concepts. But exactly as you said, it's that practice. It's that moment to moment to moment, working on developing the next phase or the next part of you to continue to prosper.
I agree. It's not like eating the whole pie. We have to take it bite by bite, and then we can get to the whole. But what is your client base today? Who do you reach, and who do you want to have reach you, Bri?
Yeah, thank you so much for asking. So I do work with primarily women. I work with women in the business market. I actually speak on my personal experience, not in business, but in life, with a medical condition that flipped my life on its head. I use that to help women in business understand exactly how they are moving through their lives and through their work, and understanding that there's ways to sort of refresh and reframe modes of thinking to be able to push outside of what might be blocking them from their future possibility.
Very good. And how can our audience find you?
Yeah, so everyone can find me at my website first, which is briundeniably.com. That's briundeniably.com. That is also my social media handle for everywhere you can find me. LinkedIn, Twitter, you will find me at Undeniably.
Very good. And for our audience, it's Bri Tartaglione. It's B-R-I. And the last name is Tartaglione. Bri Tartaglione. She's also on LinkedIn, and her site, briundeniably.com. So thanks again, Bri.
Thank you so much, Tom. It's been a pleasure.
And Café and Networking is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. More information on their website, focusmi.com. Thanks for listening until the next time here at Café and Networking Podcast.